Hello, everybody. This is the Howl-in podcast. Happy holidays. I am one of your hosts, DJ Inspekt, and over to my left,
Sleepy How.
and we don't have a guest. It's just us going to be talking our shit today.
Literally.
Literally talking our shit today. I hope everyone's having a great, happy holiday season. It's getting kind of crazy. Everything goes up in price. So, cherish time over valuables. And if you do get a present, be happy you got one. Any wise words, Sleepy?
Hope everybody's Christmas shopping is going well.
I didn't start mine.
Hope nobody's getting their car broken into while they're doing their Christmas shopping.
That's kind of dark.
It's facts though.
That's true. It's very true.
Around this time of year, people getting desperate and stuff. I mean, especially places like Ala-Moana and.
You'd think, right? You think with the advancement of technology and being able to capture stuff with our phones, with cams and stuff, people would be more skeptical about making decisions to do that kind of stuff.
Right. I've had that thought before. Like, crime should be at an all-time low with all the
Cameras, advancements.
You know what I mean? There's cameras everywhere nowadays, but it seems like people are giving less and less of a fuck.
You think it's because no one actually does anything about it?
I don't know.
Because, I mean, you could catch someone on camera, and I think you can give it to the authorities, and I think if you get a clear shot, that's perfect. But, I mean, most people are going to be like, catch this guy, catch this. And I mean, every little thing counts, but most people are, I guess, you can say keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just how I see it. That's just a very pessimistic way of looking at it, though.
Pessimistic or realistic, whatever floats your boat.
Watch people are like, no, you're wrong. Well, let us know what you think. But how's your holiday season, Christmas shopping going? Let us know. Let us know what you're expecting. Like, if you're expecting a gift, what kind of gift you want. Is there any new music that came out within the season? Russ dropped a project.
Chomp 2.
That was his bars album.
Bar Heavy, yeah.
Bar Heavy.
Yeah.
I don't think anything else, really. Nothing notable that I know of.
No.
I mean, there was a Rick Ross album that came out a few weeks ago. That was okay. I mean, more for a listen than it is for a club. I think also, too, that's kind of changing. I think more artists. If you ever notice, I don't know if it's just me, but a lot of Roddy Ricch and a lot of all these newer artists that are rapping, there's actually lyrical content in them.
Oh yeah.
It's not just the whole era of just partying and
right, that whole SoundCloud era.
Yeah,
SoundCloud
where they're just
rapper
spitting
era.
whatever. I mean, there's still people like that, but I feel like a lot of the things they say, there's actually saying something. That makes sense?
Right. There's weight behind the lyrics. We were talking about this earlier, but we need both, and I've heard people discuss this before as well. You need both sides. You don't want to be at a club listening to super encouraging, motivating music. You can do it.
I mean, you do. All I do is win.
Okay, yeah, okay. I guess it
depends on the energy of what.
The creation behind the song, its intent. I guess you can make a party song, a motivational song.
And if one more label try to stop me, I'm in
some bro. You know what? I take back.
I take back what I said. I stand corrected.
You can. It's not what you say, but how you say it.
And how it's made. I mean,
beat selection.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Take into account.
I mean, we're talking about music. I had a crazy weekend. I just started DJing almost full time again, getting things back into the flow of things because the state finally is opening.
Yeah, no thanks to COVID.
Yeah, we'll get into a little bit of that in the numbers here, but I was DJing from Thursday all the way to Sunday, and it is crazy. There's a lot of things I do, and I really do miss about playing out, but there are a lot of really really great reminders why I fucking hate people.
Yeah, like if you think it's so easy being a DJ, then be a DJ. Other than that, stay behind your little bar back. And sorry.
Damn. No, okay. The reason why you're saying is I was on the night that it happened. I was venting, and I was just like, "There's this bar patron. She comes up. She has to be like 21, and she comes up and she's like, "Okay, we're gonna start with this song." Mind you, she doesn't tip at all. And she's like, "We're gonna start with this song, and we're gonna go into this song, and we're gonna go into this one, and we're gonna really get the crowd into it. We're gonna really, we're gonna try. And if it might not work, it might work, but we're gonna try together." And I'm staring at her like,
Yeah.
"Are you serious?"
I don't know. Is it just ingrained in the culture? I mean, like club DJs, they for the most part, take requests. And we were also talking about how like the culture in the club scene, like as a club DJ, like real DJing, and then the EDM culture is like, you just go to see the artist.
Yeah.
So the request isn't really a thing that's embedded in,
that specific culture.
Right.
By the way, before we continue, I like to say our spot. I'm just kidding. No, if you're looking at this is like season 1 vibe. That's so
This
dumb.
episode is
Vizzy.
sponsored by Vizzy.
Sponsor us. It's bubbly. The bubbly. Anyway, of course. But anyway, yeah, we're at season 1 vibes. Before we continue the conversation,
Back
we have
to the
different
roots.
background. We're going back to our roots. There's no guest. We're talking our shit, and there's a lot of things that has been happening with us, and I'm glad you guys are sticking around, even watching and or listening to this podcast. You're growing with us, but we're closing the chapters on some things, and we're opening brand new ones and newer opportunities.
Yeah. Word to the wise: if you have toxicity in your life, you need to dead that shit. Cut it out. Especially
100%.
Especially right now, with all the New Year's resolutions about to come into play.
Oh man, I can't wait for those.
But honestly, you don't need the New Year to roll around to better yourself. Like, I can speak for both of us. We're both cutting out a lot of negative things out of our life, things that just are, excessive.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need all of that, man.
It's one day or day one.
Yeah, exactly. Preserve your energy.
Mm-hmm.
Stay true to yourself. You know what's right at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times it's hard for people to act upon it because,
swallow that pill.
Mm-hmm. Because like sometimes you grow up with these people, or like at first they are on the same page as you, and then eventually
You grow apart.
like I saw this very good and it's it was just a clip. You know how they do those reels on Instagram? It was just a short clip of Snoop Dogg talking about how when you start off and you start growing, you start to grow apart because this person didn't grow. And then he was saying like, but then what happens is you have to come down because to level with them again, but then you lose because you had to come back down.
So you like you take a step back a lot of the time. You take more than a step back a lot of
Right.
times.
I mean, yeah, you take like 1,000 steps back sometimes.
In order just to level.
Right. So it can't be like that where you're coming back down here to them. It has to be where you grow and they grow as well to catch up to you. And if not, then it's just not going to work.
100%.
He had the way he
Explains it.
The way he explained it was really awesome. Sorry, you keep talking. I'm gonna find it.
Anyway, going back to what we were talking about, request. I get it. I think I'm a DJ that's not against requests. How do we shift gears? That is super shifty. We shift from one major topic and then shift it to a whole major topic and we go back. But anyway, I'm not DJ that doesn't take requests. I'll take a great request, or I take something that's left field and I think it's great for the night. But you know, be a little more respectful about your requests, man. Like,
Yeah.
and tip goes a long way.
Like this type of stuff, we don't expect the casual party goer to know and understand.
But this is why we're telling you now. So tell all your friends.
But at the same time, it's like, bro, we're not telling you how to pour a drink. Or
We're not telling you how to sell the clothes at your store.
You know,
we're not telling you how to do your shipment.
Stay in your lane.
You know what I mean? Come enjoy the music and trust the DJ. Now, if the DJ sucks, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Well, give them a chance. Let them play a few songs first before you just come up and like, so this is how the night's going to go.
Do you think
You're
that's
going to play everything I like? Of course,
like,
bro.
no, with like the... Okay. Because from what... I would speak about the club, the nightlife with my aunties or like older folks. But they had more of a sense of... I don't know. I wasn't there. This is just my experience. I was like... You know, all my older relatives that went out, I'd always ask, "Did you tip?" They go, "Of course. That's out of respect." And that was like such a common thing that they all told me. Granted, maybe you know, there are some people that don't tip, but 9 times out of 10, when I asked an older person that went out back then, they always tipped at least something. Now, I don't think it's customary nowadays to tip a DJ.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think the landscape has changed drastically from the time DJs were the, the staple in the party scene.
You don't feel like we're the staple anymore, dog? I feel hurt.
No, I know this, but like, just the public perception, perception of it is like, the people look at EDM DJs as the actual DJs now. You know what I mean? So.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Not the average. I don't want to say average. I don't want to say hard either. Pause. The working DJ.
Yeah, like the mobile DJs, the working DJ, the club DJs.
The ones that are in the local scene and constantly working every weekend to pay bills.
The ones actually DJing. Yeah. if you're actually DJing, then you kind of get the shitty end of the stick.
But we were talking about that, right? We were talking about what real DJing was. And how do you tell someone from that doesn't know anything about it, that took from mainstream media, this is what a DJ is, and tell them that's not what it is when they don't know any better? And you can't teach everybody like, oh, this is... That's like pushing belief.
Yeah, because then you just come off like a bitter old head,
It's hard because you wanna say what's real to you to an audience that doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, and I'm like my goal in life is to be the EDM DJ who gets up on stage and stuff. But like, and I would still be as ignorant as a lot of these party goers if I hadn't ran into someone like an Inspekt or a DJ Cool E who showed me the ropes and showed me what actual DJing is. And I just think they gave me such a great base and gave me all the fundamentals that it's like, yeah, okay, I still want to do this EDM stuff, but like, you gotta earn your stripes. A lot of these kids are coming into the scene just for the EDM DJ side, and that's cool. But like, don't show disrespect towards the people who paved the way. Kind of like how with Lil Xan and how he totally like smeared Tupac's name. Was it Tupac or Biggie?
No, it was Tupac, I think.
Right. He was like boring.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like, okay, you don't have to say that.
But do you think it's okay? People that paved the way. That's another thing that like, I think a lot about this because I try to understand in perspective that isn't what I grew up on. So, I always think in a different way. So it's like guys like that were quote unquote what we believe real DJing is, like to a kid coming up, right? Now that it's more accessible, you can buy a $200 controller, go and friggin' YouTube rips and whatnot. And no one has taught them the right way, right? They think that's what DJing is. You know, they play parties and whatnot, and all their friends gaslight them, and then they think they're all this, and then when they come into bases with someone that has been doing this for years, that is good at their job, it's like, oh, this is what it is, and they get like this. She's like, no, I don't want to do that. I'll just stay here because this is what I think real DJing is.
And no knock on them for that, but there's levels to this shit. And you gotta be put on notice. Just understand that there are levels. There's black belts, and then there's black belts. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, okay. I get it now.
And not even calling them black, but
not even calling it. That's just giving you.
That's just how the
example.
saying goes. There's levels to it, even at a black belt level.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
because you get degrees.
Right.
I don't know. I have this. This is just from experience. It's like I've come across so many different types of people in the industry, for better for worse.
Mm-hmm.
And we had the conversation of holding a standard of yourself which you hold to other people. Like, is that right or wrong? Like, my standard, should I hold that to them because they can't live up to the same standard as me? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think if you're just gonna sit around and moan and bitch about it, then yeah, it does fall on you. But if you're actively like out there like, no, young one, let me show you how it actually is, like if you're actually trying to educate the ones coming up, then you're not at fault. But like for those, because you know what I'm talking about. There are old heads, there are bitter people in the scene who are like, fucking this, and like they don't know how it really is. Like, okay, yeah, maybe they don't, but like, are you making it any better by just sitting here and bitching about it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it's all about how you go about it. But you're not wrong. Regardless of how you do something about it or not, you're not wrong, but like you are wrong for just letting it get to you like that if you're not choosing to try and better the situation. So
true.
Also, side note, I'm a little litty off of these Rizzies. So, anything I say in this podcast, don't
take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah. So
drink some more.
Yeah. Wait, I want to show them this.
It's called closing the gap. This is the gap when we start. This is the gap as you grow.
Is this the
Notice
video?
how you grow and they don't. So how do you close the gap? You got to come back down. When you come back down, you lose. So you got to keep going up. That's why closing that gap got to be them catching up to you. And if they don't catch up, you got to leave them behind.
And if they don't catch up, you got to leave them behind.
Save that. Because if the viewers wanna know what video we're talking about, we can like link them and whatnot.
Yeah, I saved it. But it's true.
No, that's 100. Well, it's hard because just because they're your day ones doesn't mean they're gonna be with you the entire ride.
Yeah.
As much as you want them to, and you're gonna be compelled to go back and be like, "Yo, let's go." But at some point, people are gonna be like, "I don't want to, or I can't."
Right.
So how is it? It's hard to find like the people to stay with you, and it's very far in between. Like people that are like-minded, like you can be like-minded, but not in work ethic.
Yeah. I have personal experience with that.
Here we go.
Like,
Here we go.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure we all do. You know, when we're younger, you make a friend circle and you find a group of friends that you think are, you just jive with, and elementary
That's why
school.
you become friends,
right? And then But then as you get older, you start finding yourself more. Like, for example, to personalize it a little bit, the friend group that I grew up with isn't into music. And then once I found music and that music was what I wanted to do, you just start to kind of grow apart,
Yeah.
and then you start to find new people that you really jive with because they're like-minded and they like the same things you do and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not to say that you have to totally shun the people you start your life out with, but like you just have to learn, okay, now maybe I have to love from a distance, or because they're not always going to understand what you're going through, and they don't have the same goals in mind. You're like Snoop said, you're trying to go up like this, and they're trying to go up as well, but like maybe in a totally different lane. And it's like, damn.
Maybe this is where we part ways.
Maybe, yeah, or I'll see you when I see you type of thing. And I do have people in my life who are, I can tell are a little jaded, that I'm not around as much because I am chasing after something that they don't totally understand. But like, if you really care about these people and if they really cared about you, you have a little sit down and talk with them, and hopefully they understand. And if they don't, then yeah, maybe like you said, that's when it's time to part ways.
I think
more Vizzy.
God damn it. Vizzy sponsor us. No, I completely agree. It's just when you're trying to chase something and you're truly trying to chase something, like it's not like a past. No, I don't want to say pastime. That's horrible.
Not a hobby.
It's not a hobby to you. It's a hobby that you're eventually going to make your career little by little or in great increments. And people, it's hard to be around the people that don't get it. Because there was an example that was given to me that it just clicked when they said, they're like, when you're a big dreamer and you work hard for your big dream, when you tell them that, it becomes bragging to someone who's small-minded. But when you tell it to other people that are like you and they ask,
they gain inspiration.
Yeah, they gain inspiration from it. They're motivated by like, yo, that dude is dreaming big. Maybe I should dream bigger. Maybe I should like work harder. And then, even without saying it, like people are moving and shifting. I don't think that should discourage you. I think if you surround yourself with people, and maybe not friends, but like, people within the industry that are winning, it's like, shouldn't that motivate you that you can get the same bag too? You know what I mean?
But like you said, not if they're in a fixed mindset.
I just don't like I like seeing people win, regardless if you're my friend or not. It's seeing, like, watching people grow and watching these people gain success. Granted, of course, I'm going to feel a certain way that I want to be there, but it's like, I'm not mad at them for getting there. I'm just like, yo, you're playing here? Dope. That means I have a shot here. That means that in one way, shape, or form, it may not be within a day, it may not be within a month, it may not be within the year, but sooner or later, I have a shot. And I'm going to work my ass off to get there.
Right. Lights a fire under your ass,
And I just don't understand why people would get discouraged. I mean, I do and I don't. Like, people are working, I worked 10 years doing this, and, how come he only gets it within 2? It's also time and place, I believe. It's time and place when you do, where you're at, how exposed you are to people. Because
if the stars align.
And sometimes, the one time you choose to go out is the one time you might get your shot. And it might have taken you 20 years. Yeah. And that's another thing. Like, there's, like, so many different variables to it. Because, like, a lot of successful people will tell you there is no time limit to when you get success. Right? But then other people that haven't really gained that type of success, whichever success means to you, they say, yo, at a certain point in your life, you got to think and reassess your life, saying, do I really want to be doing this for the next 5 to 10 years? You know what I mean? So it's like, it's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason why we're talking like this at the end of the year is because we're really assessing the change and, you know, the chapters that are being closed and the experience that has happened. And now that we're growing with the new opportunities, which is why we are talking about this now with everyone, including you guys. And we want to have your inputs on this because, you know, perspectives aside, we do want to understand everybody's opinion about it.
Yeah.
Because also us, we question a lot of times, is this feasible for us? And we tell each other all the time, fucking yes, but...
Yeah, no, wait, let's correct that. I never question if this is going to work out or if this is the right path that we took.
Mm-hmm.
But it does bug me when other people think they know what's going on over here. You know, like when they think they can put in their 2 cents, like, what if it doesn't pan out? Or
Oh, I see, I see.
like, that's when I start to feel some type of way. Like, dude, I could understand if you sat down with me and you asked, like, oh, what do you have going on? Blah, blah, but, like, you're just looking at it from the outside without knowing really anything. And you're casting these judgments. And it's like, you have no idea. There's more to this business than just what I choose to show. You guys see a little glimpse. And I know it's the people who, like, see through the Instagram and, you know, that's really all it is, Instagram.
No, that's another thing too. It's like people act like they know, and that gripes me too. But I'm gonna be completely transparent with you. There are some days, I've told you this before, but I'm gonna be transparent with everybody else. But there are some days where I'd wake up and I'm like, should I really still be DJing? Should I really be still in music? But at the same token, every time I DJ, I constantly fall in love with it. And I constantly love doing it. And there's the feeling of me sometimes just because things weren't going my way, because there's always a down to an up, that you're going to question your career. And I think that's normal.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what career you have. You're going to question, do I still want to be doing this? Should I still be doing this? Is this my true calling?
Yeah.
If you don't, then you're probably brain dead or something.
But on the same token with what you're explaining is, like, the people that think they know about X, Y, and Z industry and whatnot, just because they read an article off of the internet, or they see a picture, or they go out forever for like 5, 6, 7 years, and so they understand the industry. It's like, no, you understand one side. You don't understand the workings behind everything, and it bothers me when those people dictate what you do in your career.
Yeah.
Like, come on, really, people?
Like, there's a huge difference between industry and independent. You know, and people see, you know, of course, it's the mainstream. People see the industry side of it. You know, and what the industry chooses to show the public. But there are a handful of independent. Let's just stick with artists, independent artists who are making it for themselves. And I want to make one thing clear right now. You do not need 1 million fans, 2 million fans to be a successful artist. You know, you need a solid 100 that will support and back everything you do. And you can make a decent living off of that. You know?
Break that down.
So every time, let's just say you're an independent artist, every time you put out a project, $5, right?
Okay.
You put out a project for $5, and you have 1,000 core fans, you know?
Okay.
I hope I'm not too lit to do this math. But 5 times 1,000 is 5,000, right?
wait. 5 times 1,000 is 5,000. Is that what you said?
Right.
Okay, that's correct.
Yeah. You know, $5,000, that's not breaking the bank. But like every time you put out a project and you charge $5, that's $5,000 you're making off of your art, off of your craft. And like something like Patreon, you have, and that's a monthly subscription, right? Mm-hmm. You know, or you can even start your own website and
Donos.
what is that?
Donations.
Oh, right. You know, services like Twitch. You know, 100 to 1,000 core people that will just back anything you do, who believe in your vision, and it's only going to grow. You know, that's all you need to make a decent living. Like, if you have 1,000 people paying $5 a month for your Patreon, you're making $5,000 a month just off of subscriptions. And anything you do after that, you know, song here, project here, that's more income. Anyway, people are like, if you're not Drake level or Beyonce level, you ain't doing shit. And it's like, no, we're all just out here trying to make a living like the next person. And I'd rather do it that way.
But
and
see,
enjoy
like,
my life.
That's another thing too. It's like, that's what they own. I guess I can understand to where it's like people only like they only know what they see in front of them 9 times out of 10, right? And these are the people that are on mainstream media, that are on the front page, that are on whatever have you, that constantly. So they think that's what success is. There's a bunch of people that aren't in that like front page that are making a lot of money.
Yeah. Like, you know what really bugs me is when like people are like, "Oh, where's designer been? He must be washed. He fell off." And it's like, dude, like one hit wonder. But that's more hits than you've got, man. Like, and he might be living pretty off of those royalty checks he's getting every month. Like, just because he's not in front of your face anymore, he ain't shit. Dude, like,
well that's like Hobson, right? Hobson's not a U.S. or like national to us, like nationally huge like a Drake is. But overseas,
right?
Like internationally, that dude is a megastar.
Yeah.
So I guess it's just, you know, the market that you're seeing.
Right. Yeah. I just want to say to anybody who wants to chase after something, who wants more out of life, go after it. Especially if you have your youth right now, go after it and take the risk, because
try.
Do everything in your damn power to make your dream a reality, because the thing is, if it doesn't pan out and you for whatever reason you age out or something comes up, you can always go back to that 9 to 5 lifestyle. But you cannot do it in reverse. If you're chasing after something that like requires like youth, and you know, and I don't like saying like the music industry you have to be young, but for the most part, you know.
Well, we'll talk physical, like athletic ability.
Right. Say you want to be a freaking NBA player.
If your dream is to play ball, try it. And I encourage people to follow their dream. One, because your mental stability. Two, your happiness. And three, you don't know if that's what you really want to do.
Yeah.
If you never try it. Say, for instance, you do it, and then you come to find out, yo, this is not what I want to do.
And fuck anybody who faults you for that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong in trying things out and then discovering that was not a good fit for you. You know what I mean? Like, I actually look down on the people who are like, well, this is what my parents wanted me to do. This is what society told me I should be doing. And it's like, okay, fall in line then, sheep.
Okay, let's talk about let's okay, that's a bit, you know,
shout out all the sheeple out there.
Here we go. No. Okay, let's talk about that, because that's not the right way to put it, I guess.
That's just how I feel.
I think, okay, it's hard because we've all experienced, if not firsthand, people that are actually within that, you know,
the rat race.
Yeah, and it's hard. It's hard to go against someone who's, for better or for worse.
They're programmed,
Yeah, and another thing too.
brainwashed.
No, but I mean, but if you look at a lot of athletes, right? A lot of athletes that have their parents force them to stay within the practice and to stay within, the art of whichever have you. Mm-hmm. They grow and become these Olympians, and they become these amazing athletes. And a lot of them say, if it wasn't for my parents just fucking hounding me into constantly going to practice, I wouldn't have been here. So I think it has some merit to it, but I think there's a certain way to go about it, right?
Wait, you're talking about you're like siding with us?
No, I do understand that, the people that I like, follow your dream. Follow whatever you deem happy to you, and if that's, you want to be a baker, be the best damn baker you ever can be. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is that you cannot say sheeple, because the situation comes with so many variables that we may not understand. Does that make sense? And you're gonna have.
No, I totally understand.
Here we go. Give me your take.
I totally get it. The pressure of society can be so heavy at times. Mm-hmm. I feel it. I think
artists feel it a lot,
right? Especially when you don't have much to show for it yet, and you're building, and you have all these people looking at you crazy.
And all the insecurities kick in, and
right, 100%. But like, if that's not what you really want to do, then that's when I have a problem with it. Like, you mean
to tell me that you're trying it and ultimately it becomes like you're hating life, you're miserable.
Right. If it's what you actually love, like you said, if you want to be a baker, be the best damn baker you can be. If you want to be a plumber, be the best damn plumber you could be. Mm-hmm. You want to be a dishwasher, wash the fuck out of those dishes. But like, if you're only doing it because you're trying to please your parents, or you feel like this is what society tells me I need to be doing, but you're miserable, then you're doing it all wrong, man. Like, at least find who you are, what makes you happy, what you love, and go after that. At least try. Because, like we said earlier, you can always go back to that 9-to-5 lifestyle. You more times than not, you can't do it in reverse. And I feel like a lot of people are doing the things they're doing in life to please their parents, their family, friends. Everybody else but themselves.
You're not saying everybody, but you're saying like
there are those few. Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't say few. The most.
Yeah.
Like, when I was younger, I had all my family members telling me, like, when you go to college and blah blah blah, and I'd just be like, from a kid I knew, like, no, that's not for me. I mean, why would I go to college? There's nothing there that would serve me.
Okay, so we're in agreement to that. To people, and we can be completely at a disagreement for anybody listening that doesn't believe in this, and we're fine with that. But I think me and Sleepy both agree that unless you go to get a law, a medical doctor's degree, or anything in the field of study that you need college for, I don't think college is necessary. I think college.
You
is
don't
built
really
for
want to know what I feel.
Yeah. No, I really want to know. I genuinely want to know. I think college is built for the network, not for unless it's those avenues. I think college, when you go to classes, built for the network to shake hands, kiss babies, and see a potential to where you can be. That's all I think college is.
It's a machine. I mean, if you're not doing it for one of those things that you just mentioned, something that requires you to have a degree, then it's a big scam.
Do you think it's really a big scam?
It's big. I mean, then what else are you going to college for, unless you're like just trying to live that college life or please your parents? Like, what?
Like I was saying, the networking.
Because, I mean, like, okay, then if that's the case, find a good friend that's going to college, because that's exactly what I did. My best friend went to UH Manoa.
That's gonna be the title of this podcast. College unnecessary.
My best friend went to UH Manoa, and I pretty much just, anytime he had something going on, like a party or a college event, I would just go and tag along with him.
And have the party experience.
Yeah, I had the college life experience without having to actually put myself in debt and go to college. And everybody over time thought I went to UH Manoa. And like, oh, you don't actually go here? Oh, shit. Okay. Like,
that's fucking hilarious, actually.
Well, yeah, I mean, if that's really what you want out of it, then there's ways around it.
I think it's be real with yourself, because that's a lot of money too.
It's a ridiculous amount of money, depending on what, and especially for those people who are like, I changed my major like
7 different times. Yeah, I know. No, and like, there are some people that get their degree in certain things and they don't even use it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like my wrestling coach told me one time, we were on our way.
By the
to
way,
a
this is not a
wrestling
hating college podcast. It's just we're speaking our truth. It can, like I said, it can be
take all of this with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Anyway, continue.
My wrestling coach,
Yeah.
he explained to me like how it would be much more beneficial to go to college in your later years, late 20s, early 30s, because you're more in tune with who you are at that point. Kids pretty much going to college straight out of high school, they don't really know what they want out of life. They don't know who they are yet. And it's just a waste of time and money, a huge waste of time and money if you're just going, because they're still in that party mode. I think it would be much better to graduate high school, then take a few years off, go work. Go to work a bunch of different jobs, see what you like.
Be a barista, be a retail worker, go experience life in that kind of work.
Find who you are.
Because there are people like, I have friends that they wear a million hats. They had different jobs. They were a nurse, they were an officer, they're this, they're that. And then, and they're still developing who they are. They want to still join the military. They want to do X, Y, and Z, and they never went to college. But look how successful they are. And I think to them, right? Success in that is, they want to just be constantly better, or they're chasing, how can I make my life better? To them, that's success already.
Right.
It doesn't mean $1 million in your bank account.
Right.
And two, I think, working a trade job or working a job and discovering what you want to do, that's like college in itself. You know what I mean? Like, let's be honest, as DJs, we did the unpaid gig for like months, sometimes a year. You work these gigs not being paid. That's like going to school. You're learning. You're learning the trade. You're learning you're sharpening your skill set, and you're developing as a person with your music and how to do these types of gigs, not being paid. And I think, with anything, that's like going to school, because think about it. You wake up, you go to class, and you learn. But you're paying for these things. You're paying for the books. You're paying for the class to be taught. As a DJ, you find a mentor. You go to these gigs. You pay for your equipment. You figure things out, and you're being taught the same way. It's basically college, but within the respective field. And I think, and this is why we say it's not as valuable unless it's X, Y, and Z, because really, you can learn these life skills. Right. And we applied that through production. We applied that through DJing, being a show entertainer. And if anything you take out of this podcast, don't take it out of context as saying we're not telling you to go to college. We're saying go figure it out first.
Yeah. If you want to be a doctor, lawyer, all that stuff,
please, we need more great ones. We need a lot more.
if your field requires you getting a degree, go get that degree.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what we're saying. We're not saying college isn't for anyone. We're just saying like you if you're a real one, you know what the hell we're talking about.
The passion behind it.
You know what we're talking about. The people who you see them all the time, like the people who are just going to college just to say they're going to college, just to please somebody, you know?
And a lot of it, and why we speak so passionate about it, is because we have these miserable friends and surrounded by miserable people.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't want that for anybody who's listening. We don't want that for anybody that we're surrounded by, because it's like, if you're really, and granted, we don't know your full situation. We really don't. We don't know if you can make the leap of faith now, but have a plan. Have a plan to figure it out, because I'd rather, this is just me as a person, I make a lot of decisions off feelings, not without a plan. I always have a plan first. Most of the time. But that's just how I am. And I tend to figure it out. And we want you going forward, not even wait till next year, do now. Go figure it out. Mm-hmm. How did we get to this inspirational podcast? We were going to talk about music.
Yeah. I mean, it all relates.
It does. It's just crazy because it's just, I guess it's closing year vibes that, we come to think and talk about. That's what reflection.
Yeah.
Reflection of what we've learned, how,
Plus, when there's no guest, it's much easier to just
free flow.
This is how we talk
normally
on the daily.
Yeah.
These are our thoughts, and it's a lot harder when we do have a guest. So it's actually nice not having a guest this time around. That way we can just be,
us.
Take our coats off and really be real.
I think we're still us. We're just more catered towards our guests. Obviously.
Well, yeah, of course we want to give them the spotlight, but I like doing stuff like this every once in a while because it gives us,
reflection time.
Yeah,
and we can talk to you guys, in which we honestly want to hear your opinions. If you think college, you can be like I said, you can be completely in a disagreement with us and say college is for everybody. And by all means, we're not saying what we say is fully right, but we want to hear your opinions. And also, we want to hear your dreams too. What do you want to be? Yeah. Shit! I'm interested. I'm genuinely interested. If you want to be a porn star... I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2021 bleeding into 2022. There are a million ways to make a living nowadays. You can be a streamer, be a OnlyFans.
No. I looked up top 5 really paid well jobs that you don't need a degree in. Mm-hmm. You can be a content creator for, not content, but a manager for a content creator. Like, you do the scheduling and all that. Mm-hmm. And you make you make potentially 50 to 80,000 a year.
Wow.
I did not know that existed. That's insane to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, I see the teams that people like Logan Paul, Jake Paul, the Nelk boys, the type of teams they have, and I'm like, I wonder how much those guys get paid. Like, they must be getting paid handsomely because, you see them all iced out and dripped out. And these content creators, I know they're bringing in a lot of revenue because they have the following and the fan base.
Mm-hmm. And that's very important too. It's like, the idea of team, right? I think if someone is a face of something, why don't you champion that? Champion that and work all together with them. Because if they blow up, if they're, a good person for their team and legally binding.
Are we talking somebody who's building from zero? Or somebody who was already in place, because the people I just mentioned, like Jake Paul.
No. I'm saying from zero. Like, if everyone around you, right? Everyone around you is trying to make it in your respective field, like the same field, right? But they're like your friends, right? And they do certain things for you. Like, say one does, I'm really good at art, and your other friend is like, oh, I'm good at being a manager or whatever. Or then there's like 3 different artists, and so it's like, if one of the artists blows up and they're your friends, why don't you help the guy that's blowing up? Because sooner or later it's gonna be like, oh, your spotlight's done. My turn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you feel about, like, along with chasing the big dream? Like, let me just speak personally, because I feel like it's gonna come off too vague, if I'm speaking generally.
Okay.
So, like, for us, you know what we're chasing after. We want validation as an artist and in music.
$1 million. Oh, what? Oh,
That too. That would definitely.
it would help for
I would
the
definitely
art.
feel validated if I gained $1 million off of our craft, off of our art. But like, do you feel like people should still have a plan B, or like something on the side that maybe if your dream doesn't work out, then you at least have this? Because for me, I have, number one is music. I want to make a living off of strictly music, but right now I have other things in place, like, I've been building, and without even knowing it, for the first 10 plus years, I've been building, what would you call it?
An empire?
Yeah, I mean, like for jujitsu, I started training from when I was a very young kid to now, which has allowed me to give back and, like, make a living off of it.
Okay.
By teaching privates and group classes.
Okay.
Having an academy and being one of the head instructors there.
Okay.
And then also like property management and property investing. I feel like I have things that are in place just in case. You never know. Of course, you do everything in your power to make that number one goal and dream work. But, like, I think it's smart. Like they say, never have just one stream of income, So, like, do you think it's smart for people to have that plan B, that backup plan? Or do you think they should just go full force all in on that number one goal?
I'm not saying it's correct. I don't think you should have a plan B. When I say that, I don't think you should have a plan B, but I think everything should help make it to plan A. Does that make sense? Like, before you found music, it's very situational to everybody's lives. It's different. And with you, right? First, it was jiu-jitsu was your thing. It was your love.
Still.
It still is.
Yeah.
But you love music more. 9 times out of 10, if you were to blow up in music, you'd still love jiu-jitsu, but you wouldn't give it as much time as you would music. But
Facts.
you won't. It's what helps you get by until that plan A happens. It's not a plan B.
I see.
Because if you had the plan A, like if you as a person, as anyone, if you have a dream and it's something you want to do for the rest of your life, there is no plan B. There isn't. You're going to find every way to make plan A work, whether it's get a job, whether it's figuring out how to pay for it, whether it's figuring out how to make your life, to pay your bills, and then fund that.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, there is no plan
Just
B.
because you get a job while you're chasing after your dream doesn't mean you're finding a backup plan.
Yes.
Like it's not like that's your plan B. It's just something to sustain your current lifestyle while you chase.
Yes.
While
because
you chase.
what I
Okay.
think a plan B is okay, this is a dream, and then this is a reality.
Mm-hmm.
Your dream is supposed to be that reality.
Right.
And you're
right,
supposed to work towards it.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, like I said, it's situational. So I can't tell the same person that thinks a different way than me that what I deem attainable to them, they think is impossible. I can't change that mindset. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I can only speak from how I see it, and my perspective is plan B is when this isn't your reality.
Yeah.
It's just a wishful thinking. I'm not thinking that way. I'm thinking this is my reality.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do everything in my power to make it, which is what you're doing. You're like, okay, I need multiple streams of income in order to me to live, to do this, and to fund this, in order to make this work.
Right.
So that's not a plan B.
Right.
That's all working for A.
Because I've had somebody explain to me before, like, you can have that thing that you're chasing after, but you also need to live life at the same time. Like, you need to pay your bills, you need to eat. You know, you want to be able to go out here and there. So, like, you need to have something in place for the time being until that number one takes off or whatever, you know. And I just want to clear something up.
Here we go.
Because
Here we go.
I've had,
Here we go.
you know, I've had people be hounding, dog. People love to not mind their own business. You know what I mean?
That's everyday life.
Like, I've had people question me, like, oh, how? Look, I'm not trying to be a douchebag or anything, but, like, people have, like, asked me, like, how do you afford your Tesla? Are you making that much money off of teaching jujitsu? And I'm like, first of all, it's none of your damn business.
Yeah.
But second of all, that's not the only thing I got going on. That's just what I choose to show you guys. That's just what you see. And yeah, I make that much fucking money off of teaching jujitsu. Like, okay, let's just do some quick numbers. Let's just do some quick numbers.
No, let's not do numbers. No.
No, let's do it.
No.
If you have
No, we're not doing numbers.
200 students,
Here we go.
all paying $200, because it's a monthly, right? It's like a gym membership.
True.
If you have 200 students all paying $200.
Oh, we're speaking vaguely.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were speaking actual numbers.
No, yeah, I was like, wait.
I was like,
no,
wait, hold up.
Like, just, you have 200 students all paying $200 a month
That's a lot of money.
to learn jujitsu. Do the math, bro.
That's a lot of money.
How much money is that a month? You know, and then that's not it. There's, like, other side ventures. Like, for myself, it's the property investing and the, you know, all that stuff. I'm not, yeah.
But it's crazy. It's crazy to me, and I think I'm one of your closest friends. Even I don't ask you that question.
Yeah. It's just, yeah. Because you're a real one, bro.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's what you do in your life. To me, as long as you're making your dream happen, I don't care. And it's just, as long as you're not hurting other people, let's just put that thing. But whether you make $10 an hour at McDonald's to $200 for 200 students every month, I don't care. Get your life as long as you're happy, and we're working towards the same goal. That's all that matters to me. That's all that matters to me. I value happiness over money. All the time. Granted, money does fund the happiness because it gets me all the nice new toys, like turntables and mixers and computers.
Whoever said money doesn't buy you happiness is...
You know what that means, dog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, heavy conversation. Jesus Christ. Let's lighten up a bit. Now, going to the new segment of Hawaii and COVID. Actually, that's very dark.
Damn. What the fuck?
I'm just kidding.
Let's lighten the mood. COVID is killing everyone. Omicron.
No, I just want people to be aware that there's 900 something cases today. Over 900.
Damn.
And if you're in Hawaii, please stay safe. We want you to stay safe for the holiday seasons. It's, regardless of, this is a family time. Family time should be all the time. But, tis the season. And I want you guys to stay safe. If you're not from Hawaii and you can potentially be sick, please don't come here. You're going to ruin it for everybody else. Because we're all in this island, we're ruining it for each other, and it's ridiculous. 900 something cases from we were doing pretty well, and do you think the island's gonna close up? I doubt it, right? Because of the vaccine.
Yeah, no, I don't. Honestly, I don't know. I wouldn't put it past them.
That's true. We are Hawaii. We are the last state to open up.
We're
the last state to open up.
We're always behind.
The last state, though. I just started DJing again.
Yeah.
But I mean, it really shocks me at like, where the hell did all these numbers come from? Like, how? 900? And we don't even know if it's the freaking Futurama variant. I mean, Omicron, for people that don't get that reference.
Yeah.
Because of Omicron Percy I-8.
Yeah, man. Not to be a conspiracy theorist or anything, but like, can we trust those numbers? Or
I don't know. I think I do believe in scare tactics, and I do believe in, people trying to listen to, the whole get everybody sheeple, get everybody controlled through fear. But at the same time, too, it is a scary thing.
I mean, don't get us wrong. COVID is
real.
100% real.
It's alive and real. We believe it. We're just saying
COVID is real, and it's killing people.
There are things in place that doesn't seem so far-fetched of what media can do.
Yeah, I mean, but like, how much more worse is it than the common flu?
We don't know. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I can't tell you.
Yeah.
I can't tell you.
Okay, next topic.
I'm just saying, that's just the update, the news on COVID.
If you haven't noticed by now, I absolutely love talking about COVID.
I need to talk about it because it is a big thing. We didn't talk about COVID for the past how long? I only bring it up because of 900 cases, bro. That's extreme.
Is that that's not the record?
No, it's over 9. No, from Spike, yes. We hit over 900 within a certain amount of days. That's crazy. We were doing so well.
And it's gonna go back down.
It is. Knock on wood. I don't get it. I haven't gotten yet.
I know of. I'd be worried if you haven't gotten COVID yet.
Wow, thank you. Thank you.
I'm not saying I've gotten it or haven't gotten it.
But I'm saying is thank you for wishing that evil upon me.
Well, I may or may have not.
I neither confirm nor did I plead the fifth.
I'll neither confirm nor deny if I've gotten COVID yet or not. But yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? Live in a box the rest of your life? Like, you gotta at some point.
Not a bad idea.
It's 2 years. It's going on 2 years already, man.
I mean, it's not a bad idea. I can live off living in here for like months, and you've seen it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But moving forward, there's a bunch of shows that are coming that I wanna not attend but play. I mean, I have there's one in. It's called Major Raja. I think it's Major Raja.
You want to play Major Raja?
No, I am. I'm playing it.
Oh, shit.
January 8th, I believe. I correct me if I'm wrong. It could be a completely different event. But I'm pretty sure it's Major Raja. It's a big festival for us out here. It's a lot of island music. But the DJs, there's a certain stage that a lot of people go to thousands, and in rotation with like I think 12 DJs because it's the whole day.
Mm-hmm.
We get to play club music and it goes off.
Damn.
Yeah. These are my plans going into the new year.
Because Major Rage is predominantly island music, right?
But the DJs that they hire, they want to play other things.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, the bands that play and whatnot. So the people that want to come and drink and, you know, if there's another band, they want to come see the DJ. Or
Right.
they want to hear other music. And it goes off. It's crazy. I fucking love it. But yeah, those are the things, like, a lot of it has, I'm trying to get my residencies back, trying, or make new ones. Anybody that want to hire me, please do now, because once that ship is sailed, bye-bye. What are your goals? I don't want to say aspirations. Let's just say goals. Let's say goals. What are your goals for next year, besides the projects?
My goals for next year is to release a bunch of dope music.
And check these fake-ass niggas. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
That's my main and number one focus right now. I've been getting a lot of offers to DJ, but respectfully been turning them down because of what I have in place right now. I feel like you can only go so far as just a DJ in today's day and age, you know. I mean, I'm sorry, you even know this.
I'm staring at you
when it
real
comes
hard.
when it comes to being a DJ artist, like an artist DJ, you know what I mean?
No, yeah, I understand.
If you're not producing or, you know,
or if you're
doing
not
the whole
on the
artist
decks,
thing.
fucking niggas. I was kidding. I'm gonna bleep that.
But yeah, it's just or if you're not a cute girl with big boobs, you know, and sex appeal, then it's just harder for you.
Yeah.
So like, I just want to have the music, that way I can play it while I DJ, and you know, I feel like the music is what will get me the actual gigs that I want, because I'm not, you know, I didn't get into music to be a club DJ or a wedding DJ or, you know, and
there's nothing wrong with that, by the way.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, 100%.
Because I live
I truly believe those are the best DJs in the world. A mobile DJ, because they can literally...
Good save, dog! Good save!
No, that's how I really feel.
I was kidding. No, he really feels
Because they can play any setting. You know, they can play clean if it has to be. They can play dinner music. They can play club, like booty music, like, you know.
Lounge, everything.
Lounge, yeah.
Every situation.
Every situation. Like, but that's just not... And I love doing that as well, but that's just not what I got
That's not
into
your
it
main
for.
dream.
Yeah. You know, I wanted to get into it for the big bucks. You know, like get on stage for 1 hour, plug in your little USB, throw a couple heart hands up, and peace out with your $100,000 bag.
That sounds like
know?
a backhanded, like, compliment.
What?
It sounds like the super huge backhand compliment. It's like, I got in it for the big bucks, plug in my little USB, throw little hand hearts in there, and deuces.
Well, yeah,
Out.
I mean, that's, you know, being an ignorant festival goer, and, like, you know, that's all you see, and you're like, wow, those guys are so fucking cool. I want to be that, you know? So that's, if I'm being as real as possible, that's what I got into it for, you know? Like, all the pyrotechnics and fucking big LED screen in the back, like, everybody just thinking, you're the shit.
I mean, it really is a real show. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like, it's very appealing to the eyes, it's very appealing to the ears, and it's very convincing because you have a 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 40,000 people shouting your name.
Yeah.
How can you not
just
be
have
biased
a sea of
towards
people.
it?
Right, like, and, you know, like, a real DJ, their hard work is actually up there on the decks. You know, that's where they put in their hard work, because they're actually DJing and they're actually, you know, doing what it takes. But, like, for somebody like what I want to do, the EDM DJ, the hard work comes in the studio or the bedroom. That's where they put in their hard work. They put hundreds and hundreds of hours into the production of a song, so that they can just go up there and maybe do a little mix, like cool transition here, high pass here, like beat roll.
Here we go.
Here
we go.
So I mean, there's hard work in every field, no matter how you want to look at it. Whether you're trying to be a real DJ, what you are, or the EDM DJ, who just
and by the
produces the music.
When we say real DJ, real DJing meaning for what you think real DJing is, honestly.
Yeah.
And I've made my bed with that.
Right. Because what are you gonna do? Tell the festival goer that Kygo or
is not a real
Zed
DJ.
Isn't a real DJ?
Nope.
Is like,
I can't say that. Because who the fuck am I? You know what I mean?
You can try and educate them.
Yeah,
but this is why I feel this.
But it's only when they ask for it. If you're not genuinely interested, I'm not going to push my beliefs on you. I'm not.
No, yeah, because then you just come off like one of those crazy Christians. Honestly.
No,
Bro,
that's what I equate it to.
Quick story.
I equate it to that. And it's go ahead, quick story. Go ahead.
I just went to EDC in October. At the end of day one, we're all waiting in line to go on the shuttle. And you just hear this guy from afar. And then with a microphone, a megaphone, and a big ass sign, like pretty much just shitting on everybody that went to EDC. This is the work of the devil, and blah blah blah. Like, yeah, that's exactly how you get people to come on your side, bro.
Okay.
By
I'm gonna put this.
shouting.
I'm gonna put this on record right now. I am a born again Christian. I believe in God, and you cannot shake me from that belief. But I do agree that, I mean, to him, his belief and what he feels that's what he needs to do is what he needs to do. He's not wrong. I don't think that's how we reach people.
That's not.
It's not. Well, for
100%.
you and me, we understand that, and I don't know your religious belief, and it doesn't matter to me whether
Christian. I mean, I don't know at this point, but like I was raised a Christian. So.
Yeah, but see, like, to me, and this applies to everything. Okay, doing is better than saying. And I'd rather show you what it is to be a Christian than to tell you what it is to be a Christian. Yeah, if I'm gonna show you 9 times out of 10. You're going to be like, why you like that? You're too nice. You're blah, blah, blah. And then I'll tell you this is why. This is why I believe it. And you're going to digest that more than you're going to fucking hell. You're going to hell. And as a Christian, you're not even supposed to be fucking doing that anyway.
Yeah.
He who cast the first stone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I don't want to talk about it. I'm just saying, on record, I'm a born-again Christian. And even I sometimes think people are crazy within our beliefs.
Right.
So don't ever feel that if you don't, you got to put your brothers in check, just like in anything else. What the fuck are you doing? By the way, that we're done with religious talk. Now, going back. Yeah. For everybody that has made it this far in the podcast with our crazy banters and our crazy beliefs and our crazy love and passion for what we do, I want to genuinely say thank you. You know, it's been a long road for us in the podcast and, our own careers, and for the 1 to 10 to 20 to 100 of people that have told us about the podcast and has listened and supported us, whether you supported us now or you started from season 1, thank you from the bottom of our hearts, because we still wouldn't be doing this if... Actually, no, I scratched that. We're going to keep doing this, even if no one's listening to us, because this is fun for us, but it means more to us that you listen. And it doesn't go unnoticed, which is why we are hard pressed on getting you these episodes at higher quality, at better rates, and with better quality each time we grow.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to add, Sleepy, to our listeners?
I understand that I may not be everybody's cup of tea, but if I'd rather have a small group of people hate me or a big group, I don't give a fuck. Honestly, like
This is the greatest one.
I'd rather have a group of people hate me and another group of people absolutely love me than just pretty much everyone being like, oh yeah, I like him. He's, he doesn't say anything that ruffles my feathers, so I just feel like I gotta keep it real. I mean, that's another good point to go into.
Which?
Like how someone, like who's mainstream? Name someone mainstream.
Drake.
Okay, perfect example. Drake. He doesn't really say much.
Yeah.
You don't really know what he's thinking, but like, and then don't take this out of context, but like, what if Drake is like the biggest racist in the world?
No, yeah, true.
But you ask majority of people and they'd be like, what do you think about Drake? Oh, I love him. And it's like, why do you love him? Just because his music
is
and
good.
like, but like, you don't know who he is as a person, so how could you say that you love him? But then you take someone like Russ, and it's like, oh,
He's transparent as fuck.
he speaks his mind, and you're with Russ, you're either gonna love him or you're gonna hate him.
Yes.
I feel like the same people that would say they love Russ, it's not the same type of love for the people that would say like, I love Drake.
Half and half. I'd say half and half because there are people who love Drake for the trend, and there are people who love Drake
For what he represents.
for what he represents. And
I get that.
And these people, he's developed so many diehard fans that these people look into his life, they look into what he says, they look into all his mannerisms, his acts, and I get it. It's like, and the greatest fans, and this is not unnoticed, are K-pop fans. They will ride and die for who they stand with. And I am jealous as fuck because half of them don't speak English.
Shout out my Korean side. Another quick tangent. I didn't know how Korean I was until my grandfather's funeral.
So your toes Korean.
Because that's when I saw all my Korean side of the family come out. And I was like, damn, I didn't know. We're like, you hear it growing up, like, yeah, you're Korean, but like, grandpa's Korean, but like, majority of my family, like, I've grown up with my mom's side, and they're majority Hawaiian, but like, I've never really saw my dad's side of the family like that, and yeah, just I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know we had this much Korean. Like they all look fucking Korean. And yeah,
man.
But yeah, shout out all the Koreans, all the Asians.
On that note, I think this is good. We end. This is such a way to end it.
Oh, is it over already?
Yeah, bro.
Damn, how
hitting
long have
over
we
an
been?
hour. Way over an hour.
Shit.
Yeah, we'll end
Okay.
it here. We'll cut it here.
All right.
We're debating on. We'll do Dizzy's episode in a couple weeks, and then we'll take a little break.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this isn't gonna
No,
be.
it's not the final. Well, we did want to level with everybody. It's just me and Sleepy. And like I said, if you made it this far, thank you guys for the continued support. It means a lot to us. If you made it this far, the secret word is orange.
Orange.
If the first person who comes and say orange, we'll come up with a little small prize pack to give to you. DM us. Actually, no. Specifically, DM one of us, and the first one that gets that sends us a DM that listens all the way through, we'll send you a small prize package, just because you've been with us for so long.
Yeah, I mean, shit. If you made it through everything we talked about in this podcast to the point of orange,
Yeah.
You're a fucking real one,
Yeah,
bro.
you're a real fan.
Because
So-
we went off the hinges with this one, I feel. I don't know. Maybe we'll think something differently when we watch it back, but
No, I think this was a great episode that me and you got to really reflect on everything.
yeah.
But yeah, thank you for your continued support. If you have any questions or topics that you want us to cover, please let us know and we will highly consider it. If there's any guests you want us to put on, even though we have a list of guests we have to get through, but let us know or get us in contact with them so we can have them on this podcast. And as long as it mainly pertains to music or within the industry, why not? Mm-hmm. We're free, open-minded, growth mindset people that want to learn more and learn more about everyone that comes within the podcast and in the industry. Mm-hmm. And with that being said, thank you, and I can't say it enough, thank you so much. Any final words?
If you did disagree with anything we said in this podcast, just blame it on the Vizzy. Okay.
Oh, but thank you guys again. Thank you for listening. Until next time. Peace.